Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I thought I would try to demystify PR for you today. I always get asked the question, how do you get sent so much free makeup? And I get that from sort of more inexperienced artists, people at my level, and then people sometimes who are much bigger than me. And I feel like from the outside, it's quite mysterious, and you think that there's some key to getting sent loads of free products. But I thought for the people who don't understand how this works, I would give you some basic information about just the mechanics of the situation, how likely you are to get sent something. I'm not going to give you like names, and I'm not going to give you emails to tell you like exactly how to do this, but I want to explain to you how this works in the makeup industry. I'm a working makeup artist. This isn't going to be like how it is for influencers and the way that they get sent PR and products, but I am going to talk to you about how you as a makeup artist and how I as a makeup artist can and do get sent products. There are two main categories in terms of PR. The first one being products for credit, and then the second one being gifting, sort of more general gifting. If you're a makeup artist, you might be more familiar with product for credits, which is basically in exchange for crediting a brand underneath a piece of work, that brand will give you makeup products. So for example, if I'm going to be featured in a magazine, an online journal that's got quite a lot of viewership or readership, I will contact a brand and say, hey, I'm doing this shoot and I'd love to know if you'd like to be involved. I basically have that relationship with the brand and they will send me products to use for that particular shoot. Now, you need to have a relationship with the brand ideally beforehand, because if some random person turns up and they go, hey, I've got this shoot coming up, like I want products, they're not going to want to give it to you. They might do if you can give them like a pull letter and you say like this is definitely going ahead. But often in that case, if they don't know you, what they'll do is they'll wait until the publication comes out and then they will send you the products sort of once they've seen the proof that it's happened. So you won't actually get the benefit of using the products on set that day. If you do know the company or the PR company a little bit better, you can email them in advance and say, I'm shooting this, could you please send me over some stuff that I'm going to specifically use for that shoot? And yeah, you'll get hold of the products. Now, obviously this is it's quid pro quo, so you need to be working on big productions. If you're doing a sort of small Instagram magazine, the chances of somebody wanting to give you product for that is quite small, certainly for the big makeup companies. So, you know, they're going to be looking for the likes of Tatler, Harper's Bazaar, Vogue, the big sort of brand names. You may be able to get hold of stuff from smaller brands if you have a direct relationship with them, or from PR companies that are trying to push a new brand. So if you do have something smaller but you think it's going to be an incredible shoot, you can still get in contact with PR companies which maybe represent lots of different brands and say, hey, I've got this thing, would you be interested in sending any products? This is quid pro quo, so they are getting something from this. They are getting advertising in exchange for you using their products. And if they don't feel like it's going to be enough, if they don't feel like they're going to get enough exposure from this, they're not going to want to do it. The second main area is gifting. So this is something that you might be a little bit more familiar with in terms of your bigger artists or also influencers. Essentially, this is where a PR company or a brand will send you as a makeup artist or anyone, whoever you are, products periodically, new releases, just boxes of makeup for you to try. And essentially, they're sending you that with the hopes that you will feature them in some way. So again, it's a bit of a quid pro quo. They're sending you something in the hopes that you like it and then use it on a shoot, use it with a celebrity client, or you feature it on your social media. Gifting is something that's slightly trickier to get involved with because obviously the brand needs some sort of payoff. That tends to be something that will come if you have a big reach, a big audience like influencers, or if you're a celebrity makeup artist. But it's not something that you are completely unable to get if you're a smaller makeup artist. I myself don't have a big reach, I don't have a big following, but I think there's an exchange and a relationship with particular PR companies that I have, and they know that the kinds of job that I'm going to, they're interested in having their products on that set. They know that I'll be seeing celebrity clients, and they know I'll be talking about it on my Instagram. So how do you actually go about getting hold of this? How do you make it happen? In terms of credits, you need to be reaching out to brands, to their PR. You can find their emails online, you can look on LinkedIn, you can message people directly, you can call up companies and say that you want to speak to someone who works for PR. They will put you in contact, and if you can sell yourself to them and say, hey, This is who I am. This is the kind of work I do. I'm interested in your brand because you can start a relationship. You can ask the kind of publications that they'd be willing to send you products for in terms of credits. Not every brand is going to want to work with you. Not every brand will see a point to it. That's just the way it is. Don't take it offensively. You just may not be their target audience. They may just have done a lot of this with other people before this month or this week, for example. So don't take it offensively. Just send them an email, be friendly, be nice, and you never know. If you don't ask, you don't get. And that is something that basically runs across this whole thing with PR. If you don't put yourself out there, if you don't ask, how on earth are you going to get anything? I feel like it's really important to note that people who work in PR companies, people who work for PR and brands get a lot of emails. They're going to be churning through a lot of information. So keep it short, keep it snappy, tell them exactly what you need it for and why, tell them who you are. Don't be going on with like a 2-page long email because they just don't have the time to read it. It's not offensive, it's not an attack on you from them ignoring you, it's just that they've got so much going on. I don't think it's worth wasting your time if you know it's just a small online magazine, even if it's quite a big online magazine, but it just doesn't have the clout that some of the bigger ones do. There's no point contacting big makeup companies for that because they're just not going to see the value in that. That's not to say that the work you're doing isn't valuable. It is. It's just that the companies have different ideas of what they want to send product for and spend their money on. They're essentially looking to you as an investment. If they're sending you product that's worth money, they want you to make them money. So you've got to think, I'm not going to get this for free. What am I going to give them in exchange for the product they're going to give me? The same sort of things go for gifting. PR companies aren't going to want to gift you huge amounts of products for no reason. If you don't have a big following, if you're not talking about products, if they can't see on your social media that that's something that you do, if they can't see that you work with celebrities or big clients, why would they want to give you something for free? There has to be a reason. I think a lot of people message me saying, why do you get this? Like, why do you get sent this stuff? Even like sometimes it feels quite offensive. People are like, why do you deserve this stuff? And it's because I will choose a piece of work that I think will demonstrate value for those brands, and I'll put it in front of them and say, hey, here is the work that I'm doing. I'm working with these big clients. And then if they want to establish a relationship with me, and I put in a lot of effort into these relationships, I keep track with all of the people that I'm working with from PR companies. We talk all the time. It's a two-way relationship that you build slowly over time. That's when things are going to sort of snowball and brands are going to sort of like the work that you do and they're going to want to support you more long term. It's not something that overnight you can just send out 10 emails and say, hey, I want this stuff. It's nothing like that. You have to have the work, you have to have the jobs to back it up, and you've just got to spend time on it. There's no quick and easy fix to this. And some brands you'll get on really well with and other brands you won't. Also, the people that you know at certain brands are going to move on and move to different places. So keep in touch with them. You never know, they might introduce you to a new brand if they have any ability to do so. You may not be the biggest makeup artist out there. You may not be the most famous. People may not even know who you are at all. But if you can demonstrate your value to a brand, they're going to believe in you. And if you can dedicate your time to people, to being nice, establishing relationships, and not just firing out an email saying, I want this thing and then running away, never speaking to them again, that just doesn't speak well of your character. You want to be there to establish a long-term relationship with people in the industry, because hopefully you're going to be around for a long time, and where you can support a brand now, they might be able to support you down the line. So it's all about relationships, it's all about demonstrating your value, and closed mouths don't get fed. Ask for things. It's not cheeky. People will say no. So don't worry about that. Just take it on the chin and say, maybe not now, maybe not this brand. Don't send a million emails all the time. People will get bored of it, but you can check in with people every couple of weeks to see if they got your email, to remind them who you are, basically. Let's say you see 100 emails a week from people all asking for products. You might just be lost in the noise. I do hope this has been helpful. I know it's really tricky, and until you've sort of started on those first steps, you're not really going to know how it is, and you'll feel your way through, this whole thing. I hope that these little tips, though, will be quite helpful. And please, if you have any more questions, do message me. Please don't message me asking for direct emails, for names. I'm not going to give you that. That's the work that you have to do yourself. You have to introduce yourself to the brand. I'm not going to give you contacts and give you exact information. It's important that you do it for yourself. But hopefully the tips and tricks will be really helpful for you. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe to this video. Check out my Instagram. I'm basically everywhere as Tom Fraser MUA, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye guys.